Welcome to my kitchen. Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm excited to be here. As always, I hope you are too. This is a live recipe demo. We're going to take just a few minutes and make sure that we're all connected with technology before we get started on this recipe. So when you hop on, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. All of that good stuff as we get going. And let's see if we are live on Facebook today too. Okay, I'm starting to see some people pop in. So good. Please say hello. We are checking technology to make sure that we're all connected here really quickly, because that is always a positive thing to do. Hi Chris, how are you? Okay, I'm getting the thumbs up that we are connected both to Facebook and to YouTube. So if you're just joining in, this is a live recipe demonstration. I will be using both the air fryer and the Instapot or electric pressure cooker. Today I'm doing two separate recipes. If you're watching this on the replay, I will circle back around and answer those questions as best as I can. And if you're here, welcome. Please give this video a thumbs up, give it some hearts, give it some love. That helps Facebook know that it's great content. Helps YouTube know it's great content. So please give it a thumbs up, give it some love, all of those things before we get going. Okay, hi Carmen, hi Catherine, hi Shar, hi Susan. We got a couple of Susans on here. Hi Barbara. You guys are doing fantastic. Are you excited to do these recipes today? I specifically chose both of these recipes because you can use them as neighbor treats or gifts or all of those kind of things. So the two recipes that we're going to do is air fryer candied nuts. You might recall about 2.5, 3 months ago, I showed you the air fryer candied pecans. Well, I'm gonna make candied almonds today, which will be super fun. And then I'm also going to show you in the Instant Pot how to make dulce de leche, which is a thick and creamy caramel sauce that is delicious. You can serve it with apples, with crackers, on toast, and even over ice cream, my favorite, with a spoon. Just with a spoon. It's delicious. Hi, Amy, how are you? Amy is the admin from the Instapot 101 for Beginners group. So welcome, Amy. Welcome all of you who are hopping on over from the Instapot 101 group. We sure appreciate you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. Please follow along. Hit that like button, hit that follow button so you get all the notifications of the new recipes that I'm making and putting out. We're going to drop in the links or in the comments if they haven't been dropped. Oh, good. I see the link for the air fryer candied pecan recipe that we're going to make, and we'll have links along the way. But let's kind of get started, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do, oh, my little bowl didn't make it. I need a bowl that's this big. Probably you could do the cereal bowls. You know, it never fails. I run through my checklist and I bet the bowl that I wanted is sitting over there somewhere in the kitchen. But we're gonna grab a bowl and we're gonna get going. So to make the candied pecans, almonds, walnuts, whichever you prefer. This is a more candy coated version. It's the type that you smell when you go to the fair, or sometimes there's kiosks in the mall this time of year. And so you know you want to make them at home for a fraction of the cost, and you can put them in your own little baggie with a bow and give them to your neighbors. But let's get started on making that. I'm going to turn you to top down so that you can see what I'm doing. So like I said, we're going to use almonds, and I'm using about 2 cups of almonds, 2.5 cups of almonds. It's about 250 grams is what I'm doing. We're going to add 1/3 cup of brown sugar, along with our seasoning. So our seasonings are salt, cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg. And we're just gonna spread those in nice and easy. Let's see. I wanna mix these up. I want the spices to get mixed in with the brown sugar before I add the liquid. Otherwise, the spices tend to group together into one spot, and I wanna make sure that those yummy spices are all mixed throughout. So we're just gonna stir this around a little bit. Then I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of water. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of honey. Now I have put the honey in the microwave to kind of warm it up. And you know why I do that? It's so that it's easier to work with, right? There we go. We're gonna put a tablespoon of water into this mixture as well, about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Now my vanilla today is the clear white, so you're not gonna see it. In with those spices, I also had some salt as well. We're just gonna stir this up, mix it together. And once we get it kind of mixed up, we're gonna add it to our nuts. Now again, I am choosing to use almonds today. You can use pecans, you can use walnuts, you could use, I suppose you could use pistachios if you wanted. You can also do a combination, so you could do a little bit of each. It really doesn't matter. Now, when we pour these into our nuts, these nuts today, I've done a little trick with them, and I'm gonna tell on myself in case you do the same thing at home. I store my nuts in the freezer, keeps them fresh, but because of that, they are ice cold. What happens when you mix the sugar mixture that has honey in it onto cold nuts is it immediately seizes up and it like freezes and adheres to the nuts, which makes it impossible to toss. So I actually turned on my oven for about 90 seconds and then turned it off and just threw these into the oven where it was warmer to come to temperature a little bit quicker. Otherwise, pull your nuts out of your freezer earlier in the day so that they can totally be room temperature before you go to this next step. And we're just gonna pour it right over the top, and we're just gonna toss these. And I can smell all the cinnamon. Oh, it smells good. Now, if you want a little bit of a kick to your nuts, add some cayenne pepper. Just a little pinch, no more than 1/4 teaspoon is plenty. Oh, look at that. Okay, now that these are all covered, we're gonna put them in an air fryer at 350 degrees. We're going to cook them for about 8 minutes, and we're gonna try to remember to turn them over halfway and shake up that basket. We're gonna try. I have a feeling that I'm gonna get sidetracked on the next recipe and we're gonna miss it. Now I've already preheated my air fryer up, so it was up and going, and I'm going to line it with a piece of parchment paper. You don't need to. You could spray it with some avocado oil as well. You just want to put some barrier down to help for cleaning later. So we'll just put that in, and I know everybody wants to see. We'll just set that right there. And then I'm going to put the nuts right inside. Now there's still a bunch of liquid in the bottom, and I don't really want to pour all the liquid into the air fryer. So I'm just trying to lift these nuts out of that liquid that's remaining. If you're doing multiple batches, that's fine. Make sure that you're only putting in enough nuts to cover a single layer for best results. All right. Put this away. Got some stuck on my spoon. All right. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this right into our air fryer. And we're gonna get it going. There we go. Okay, 8 minutes in the air fryer. It's just that simple. Those nuts will start caramelizing and all of those yummy ingredients will start to caramelize onto the nuts. We're gonna shake it halfway through. It is that simple to make those candied nuts that you smell when you go to the mall or to a fair, or if you're going to a fun expo for Christmas where Santa is and they're selling them. This is how you can make them at home for a fraction of the cost. Then what I like to do is you can find some of these like piping bags, and you can fill with them. And you can find the ones that are all clear that don't have the Wilton logo on them. But you can fill them with these and put a fun ribbon around it to deliver to coworkers, to your neighbors, to your friends. Put in stockings. It would be wonderful in stockings. But just a fun gift. Jane, yes, so Jane says, I noticed your parchment paper has holes in it. I have air fryer liners. Do you have to put holes in it? Well, Jane, let me tell you, those holes in the air fryer liner, so let me show you again. These are my liners for my air fryer. These are the holes that are in it. If you think about how an air fryer works, the air is circulating up from the bottom, is coming around, circulating through and all around inside of the basket. If this was a flat piece of parchment paper, it would cover up those holes and you wouldn't get any airflow up in between, which would change and alter the timing and the cooking result of whatever you have inside. So I do highly recommend using parchment paper liners that are specific for your brand of air fryer. Now I am using a Kasori, and so it uses these kind of square liners with the holes in it. We'll drop a link for those so that you can see. If you don't have a Kasori, you can still click on the link and go to Amazon, which it'll give you an idea of, okay, that's what she's using for Kasori. Maybe it will work on your air fryer, but you should also see some other alternatives that you could choose from that might be for your air fryer at home as well. So Peggy, if you just bought the solid ones, yes, it could be a mistake. Now, if you are just cooking like a single chicken breast, right? You're not filling your basket up full. Fold your liner in half so that whatever you're putting on top of it, like a chicken breast, there's still plenty of airflow all the way around it. Make sense? My husband the other day cooked a hamburger patty, and the liner started like flying up inside because there was only a little patty on it. And I said, no. Fold that liner in half and then put your patty on it. That way you don't have the liner trying to fly up and cause problems, because your liner will catch fire. That has happened. Hey Ted, how are you? Big hugs. Let's see. Hello everyone. Okay, we're gonna start the Dulce de Leche. This is the easiest recipe on the planet. On the planet. So you're going to need a can of sweetened condensed milk. Now I do use the Eagle brand. You can use a store brand, but sometimes store brands are a little bit lesser quality, and so you might get a little bit different result. Keep that in mind. Today I am going to use these little small 4-ounce mason jars. These are a fantastic size for Dulce de Leche. You could use the little half-pint size. They're bigger than this, that hold about 8 ounces just as well. But what I find with these nice little jars is 1 can of sweetened condensed milk will fill 3 of these jars. All right? Now, before I start pulling this, we are halfway through. So I'm gonna shake these up, our nuts. Oh, I want you to see these. There we go. So we're halfway through. You can see some of the bubbling, the caramelization, and all I'm gonna do is just do a quick stir, because I don't want the heat to all run away, and I'm gonna redistribute those and shove those back in and get those going. It's that simple, you guys. All right, now with the Dulce de Leche, so simple. Let's get our jars. You'll want a silicone spatula. Now you're gonna fill these 4-ounce jars until just the lower ring. Okay, so right where that ring lip mark is where these are gonna fill. And we're just gonna pour it in. You want to be careful not to get it on the glass. There we go. Now, as you get down to the end, you might need to scrape your jar a little bit to help it come out. And there you go. Okay, that's it. Real hard, right? Now, you do need the lids we're going to put on top, but before we put the lids on top, we want to make sure our glass is clean. All right, because if there's any of that condensed milk, the lids won't seal, they'll have some problems, and I was super careful. These two don't have any. This one has a little bit, so we're going to make sure we get this off so it's nice and clean. And then we're going to put our lids on. You'll use the rings on top. Now we're only going to tighten these to finger tight. So what does that mean? Okay, finger tight. Watch. That's it. I'm not turning it hard like a peanut butter jar. I'm not trying to make it so tight I can't open it. This is just finger tight. Can you see? See, there's my resistance, and now it's open. That's how tight you want it. Okay, I'm sure this question has come up in the comments, and I'll look at things here in a minute, but the Instant Pot is not used for pressure canning, okay? So this is not pressure canning. What it's doing is it's processing the sweetened condensed milk and turning it into Dulce de Leche, okay? So we will bring our Instant Pot over, and we're gonna set this inside. Now you will need enough water to come up halfway on your jar, all right? I've already put water in here to help me out. I'm gonna have to add just a little bit more. You can fit more in here. I do like to do it in a single layer. So I've done 6 before. We'll add just a little bit more water to this. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to process this for 35 minutes. But here's the trick. Do you like a darker, deeper, richer caramel? If you do, process it longer. The trick, our nuts are done. The trick is you can open this up later and look at it and say, oh, that's too light of a caramel. I want it darker. Process it for more time to get that darker, richer that you want. So we're gonna pressure cook this for 40 minutes because that's what my family likes, which is a little bit darker and richer. It'll take just a minute with your Instant Pot to accept those settings, and we're gonna hear a beep. The beep, of course, means that it's accepted the settings, and it's going to start that bottom heating element. It's going to heat the water up. As the water heats up, it'll be brought to a boil. When it comes to a boil, it'll create steam, and steam will create pressure. Pressure will seal off the back of our pressure valve, and our processing time will start shortly thereafter. This is gonna go for 40 minutes. It also requires a natural pressure release, which is kind of a long time, right? We still will not be live when this batch is done. The good news is I've already got some done that I'm going to show you. But first, let's go back to our nuts and let's see where we're at. Ooh. Yeah, I like those. Those are looking good. Okay. So with our nuts, if you can see down in that basket, they are still wet to the touch. You do not want to pick these up with your hands. They will burn you, okay? But we want them to cool, and we don't want them to cool in piles because they will harden that way. So I probably don't even have a big enough cookie sheet here today, but we'll make it work. I'm just gonna dump them out onto this parchment-lined baking sheet. And I'm gonna spread these out because I just want these to cool. And periodically, as they're cooling, I am going to toss them, stir them up so that the ones that are stuck together will break apart. All the good things. Use up all that space. I've already got them sticking to the spoon. There we go. How many of you like to bake treats for your neighbors? Is it fun? Do you enjoy that? I try to take treats to my neighbors as much as I can. It's just fun, and it's fun to put a smile on their faces. Okay, we're gonna put this off screen for a minute, and now we're gonna bring in dun, 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 the Dulce de Leche. So we have the same little jars. You can see the color. It is a beautiful camel color, a little bit darker than camel, I feel like. And remember how I said the pressure cooker, the Instant Pot, is not for canning or processing your foods. It is for turning this into dulce creamy caramel. However, when you put one of these lids on, I do notice that these tops will pop down and seal tight. Dulce de leche should still be stored in the fridge so that it stays good and you don't have any problems. I love to almost deliver it when it's still warm. It's really fun to take your neighbors some a thing of ice cream with some warm dulce de leche and just say, "Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, here you go." And let me tell you, they're in love because they will pour this over ice cream and it is fantastic. But I want you to see what it looks like inside because at first it's not overly pretty. So we're gonna open this up. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Okay, there we go. So it's all smooth, has a little bit of, but look at how thick that is. Can you see that? So the longer you process it, the thicker it will become, right? I like to give it a good little stir before I spread it on apples or anything of that nature. But this 4-ounce size is wonderful. So a fun thing to do, these are great for teacher gifts, is to include 1 jar with an apple or 2 in a little baggie with a ribbon on top. Send it to school with your children. They can give it to their teachers and it's a wonderful snack. They can cut those apples and dip it right in and it's a wonderful little serving, personal serving for them. All right, where's my focus? We're close. There we go. See how beautiful that is? I'm gonna see if I have a little spoon over here and I'm gonna taste it for you. There we go. Oh, this is like heaven in a jar. For being just a can of sweetened condensed milk, it is so rich. It is so, so delicious. This would also be fantastic spread on cookies. There's so many things you can do with dulce de leche. In the comments, tell me what your favorite things are with dulce de leche. How are you using it? That's what I want to hear. And I'm going to go back to some of these comments because I haven't looked at anything today and say hi to everybody. Sigrid says that caramel sauce looks yummy. It is so smooth, like so smooth, and it just melts in your mouth. Of course, this is still just barely warm, which means it's like heavenly. All right, Sigrid would put it on brownies. I would totally do that. In fact, I'd almost swirl it into the brownie batter before baking. I think that would be excellent. Over cheesecake, you better believe it. Hi, Donna, how are you? Okay, Susan, perfect question. Susan says, I have seen recipes where they put the whole can of sweetened condensed milk in the pot. Do you not recommend that? No, I totally do. So in order to do the entire can, pull the label off first, put it in your pot. Here's the thing though. I don't like using the tops that are the pull tabs because sometimes those can burst under pressure. So if it's a can that you would have to use a can opener to open, I think that that's a better option. So you could do that. Does that make sense? I like to put it in these cute little jars because then I just have them all ready to go and I take them and deliver them and they're just perfect. But you can definitely do it in the jar itself. And the instructions on how to do that are on the recipe in the link that was dropped. All right, how else would you guys enjoy this dulce de leche? Kathy says, I made the dulce de leche along with lemon curd and a chocolate fudge sauce, wrapped them in cellophane, and made them into a snowman. So you stacked them like this? Is that what you did? How cute. That would be darling. Absolutely darling. You guys are so fantastic. All right, let's look at our nuts over here. Okay, so see how our nuts are all like stuck? That's because they've cooled. So we want to kind of break those up, right? It's not hard to do. I can get my fingers in here now a little bit. Break them up. Now on my website as well, I have a recipe for walnut, sugar-coated walnuts that you can find on my website. And that recipe is a little bit different because it won't be caramelized or glazed like these are. These will actually have cinnamon and sugar on the outside. Think of a snickerdoodle, how you roll it in cinnamon and sugar. It's kind of like that. And those are also very good as well. They are a lighter flavor. They're not as sweet, I feel like. But there's both ways that you can make some candied nuts for the holidays. And once these get cool, you can package them however you want. Put them in a bowl to snack when company comes over. But you do want to break them up as best as you can. I find that that's just really helpful when you're trying to serve it later. So these are still too warm to package up. So tell me what other questions you have on either of these recipes today. Amy says she made dulce de leche today to put on top of pumpkin cheesecake. So good. They did Thanksgiving today because they've been in Florida for so long. And you made my corn pudding. Oh, I love it. Well, happy late Thanksgiving to you and your family. I hope you had a wonderful time and enjoyed all the yumminess. That's so fun. Sigrid says, I'm allergic to all nuts. Okay, don't make this. This would be bad. Hi, Trelva. How are you? All right. Mary says, I was driving just now, but I was still listening. But she wasn't watching while she drives. I love that. If you're watching this on the replay, right now I am currently live. It will be on replay on Facebook and YouTube later. And of course, you can always find it and follow along, and you can make the recipe along with me at a later time if that's what suits you as well too. Our dulce de leche over here is starting to boil. I can hear that inside, so that is going really well. But these nuts are spectacular. Let's see here. I think I've got a bowl that I can just grab really fast, and we can just put these in a bowl today, which I think would be fun. They're still cooling a little bit. But I just want to show you how pretty they would be on your coffee table. You could even take them to work. These ones over here are still stickier. That's okay. We're going to let those cool a little bit more. They are really sticky. There we go. Got to try them, right? I could snack on these literally all day long. These, I would even, after they've cooled, kind of chop them up a little bit and throw them on salads. I'm a big one to put nuts on salads. And of course, they're fantastic in a little cellophane baggie delivered to friends. They're just so fantastic. So what do you think? Here's our Dulce de Leche. Where we go? Along with our candied nuts. 2 quick and simple, easy recipes that you can make for your neighbors this holiday season by using both your air fryer or your Instant Pot. Any brand will do. That's what I have for you guys today. Kathy says, those nuts look yummy. They're so good. They're way good. So good. All right.
How long will the caramel keep?
Oh, how long will the caramel keep? Great question. If it's stored properly in your refrigerator, it will keep for quite some time. So you can keep it in your refrigerator, I think a couple of weeks. We don't keep ours longer than about a week because we use it and because we make such a small batch. So we deliver these and send them off, and we encourage those that we give them to use it within 7 to 10 days. But it will last longer than that in the fridge. It'll keep. All right, any other questions? We're gonna drop one more link for all of you that are watching right now. You know what it is if you've been watching me. It's the Clean and Simple Eats protein link. So many of you ordered for the Thanksgiving holiday when they had on sale. I'm gonna drop that link in the comments again and remind you, use code DEVOURDINNER, all caps, one word, for 10% off of your order. My order, I hope, is coming this week. I'm super excited because I placed an order as well. And I have used that product since the beginning of January, and I have it every single day, and I adore it. I did a Facebook Live, which you can find in my videos, that I answer all of the questions with what I'm doing, how I'm using it, what combinations I like, all of the good things like that. So if you're interested that way, please use my code DEVOURDINNER, one word, all caps, for a 10% discount site-wide at Clean and Simple Eats. I highly, highly recommend it, and it is gluten-free protein as well. Okay, what other questions before we go? Sigrid says, I got my Founders Packet today. Okay, I'm so excited for you. I started using some of my Founders Packet and have loved it. Loved it. Oh, Jane says, how about cashews? Absolutely. You can do candied cashews the exact same way. That is a great one. Kathy says, my order is on the way. I think they'll probably all come in this week sometime. So I am so excited. I got some new and different products to try. So I'll be excited to see how these new and different products, I've solely been just using the protein and some of the butters this past year, but I am now expanding and trying some of their other products. So I can't wait to tell you guys all about those too. All right, I think we've come to the end here, everybody. It's been a wonderful Sunday. As always, thank you for joining me. I know there's a bazillion places that you could be, and the fact that you've chosen to be here with me today means so much. So big hugs. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up or a heart, please do so. If you have shared this, whether it's on your page or into another page, big hugs from me to you. That is so helpful. And if you have left any stars for me today, you know, it always brings such a joy to me to receive those stars. Those stars help to buy the ingredients that I use to make the recipes to show you on Sundays. So I certainly appreciate those as well. Thank you so much. I will be back next Sunday with another recipe. I would love to hear what you guys want to see. The last time I asked that question, we had things like cinnamon rolls. How do you proof dough in the Instant Pot, which we did last week, and how to do pot and pot, which we did a couple of weeks before that. And so I'd love to be able to help with your pressure points. And if you leave in the comments and tell me what type of recipes you want to see through December, I would love to hear, because I will be back next week and then the following week. And then we have Christmas on Sunday, and I will not be live on Christmas Sunday, of course. So let me know what you want, and I would love to accommodate as many of the recipes as we can, or the types, or those kind of things. Again, Amy says, thanks for including the members of the Instapot 101 for beginners. Group, Amy, thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping, and your wonderful moderators who chime in, help answer questions, drop links, all of the things. I'm so grateful for this team of ladies, by the goodness of their hearts, come and support me each and every week. And it means the world to me. So thank you for all that you do. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. And you know what? Remember to be kind. If you got my newsletter, you saw the final little thing of light the world. Do some service for somebody this week. Whether it's a neighbor, a friend, a coworker, or a stranger, do an act of service for somebody this week. Light the world with love, and it will all come back. Let's make this a great holiday season. All right. Everybody stay safe. Bye.